Hello, everyone. Today we'll be continuing our study on the Cold War proxy wars. So, first, a couple of housekeeping announcements. We'll be able to redo Mini Unit 12 on Thursday from 8 to 12. Also, on Wednesday, we'll be having our next class discussion. So, please make sure that you schedule yourself so that you're available to. If there's technical difficulties or what have you that you're unable to participate, please remember you'll have to complete the written discussion form. As for what we'll be discussing on Wednesday, the first question is who started the Cold War? The second is how did the Cold War proxy wars help to achieve, maintain, and or threaten world peace? Bell will discuss the Korean War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam War, and the Soviet-Afghan War. And as for the academic integrity expectations, for all assignments, unless stipulated otherwise by your teacher, your response must be in your own words, not cut and pasted, even when permitted to collaborate with others. Appropriate citations must be used for all information gathered from other sources. For this assignment, specific expectations are as follows. You can make open resources, you can make use of your texts, your notes, and whatnot, but not other people. This is an individual assignment. As such, plagiarism includes having the same work as another student. Today's we'll focus on the proxy wars again between the United States and the Soviet Union. If you have any questions, as always, please email. So what are we looking at today? So proxy wars, Vietnam and Afghanistan. So we have the same little reading, the map, same map from yesterday. Although instead of Cuba and Korea, we now have Vietnam and Afghanistan. And put it in a sense of time, I'm born in 1981, so during the Soviet-Afghan War. So first question is taking us back to yesterday, using an object Cold War, who was winning the Cold War after the Korean War and the Cuban Missile Crisis. Then we're going to be diving into the Vietnam War. What I want to point out to people is that 1954 to 1975 is a big time span. So there's going to be, whether your family story has a chapter with Vietnam or not, it's going to look very different at very different points. So we have paragraphs on to why it began, and then bring us into the 60s and 70s, and then an overview of the war. I also want you to think back to we met a major player in Vietnam earlier in the year before we went to remote work learning with Ho Chi Minh and his Vietnam's Declaration of Independence against the French. Here we have questions. These are similar to yesterday, so there should be a little familiarity with that. Then we have the Soviet-Afghan War. And this is going to have big implications also in the United States when it comes to 9/11, which we'll be talking about later in the year. But this is a very important background information if you want to understand the attack in New York and the Pentagon. This is an important chapter. And again, we have, the same set of questions, just doing with the Soviet-Afghan War. I hope this helps. As always, if you have any questions, please email me. Otherwise, I hope everything else is well. Take care. Have a good one.